Yeah, so it's about breathing. So please, before I jump into the topic, what is really happening for every breath we take? You and I, we breathe 20,000 times per day. For every breath, the brain is actually sending signal via a nerve to the diaphragm to activate our breathing. It's a beautiful process, but we're not aware of it. So since all of you had many meetings today, I want to let you join in a little exercise. Please, everybody in this room, put one hand on the belly, one on the chest, and breathe into the belly hand. The belly should rise, doesn't need to look beautiful, just that's a diaphragm breath. Many of us breathe paradoxically, and it's evidenced that a deep diaphragm breath calms you down, brings your blood pressure down. It's actually good for our body. This natural process that we are not conscious about is not functioning for millions of patients every year, the patients on mechanical ventilation. What's happening to them? They get a tube into their throat, an external ventilator is pushing air into the lung, it's damaging the lung with every breath, and also, because it cannot be tolerated, this tube, that is why the brain is stopping sending signals, so they get medication, their brain function is suppressed, and no action potentials from the brain to the diaphragm, no breathing. The root cause of weaning is that 50% of the diaphragm is shrinking in the first 3 days of mechanical ventilation. It's dramatic, and this shrinking of the breathing function is the root cause for longer ICU time. And there's more and more data out there in literature that potentially 3 days could be saved using diaphragm stimulation. The cost associated with that, 1.5 million patients every year, of which about 330,000 have more than 4 days of ventilation. Strong medical need, creating a burden of 16 billion. There's also data prognosing 96 billion, but I used the more conservative one. Staffing crisis. Every extra day in the ICU is a bad day. The overall science shows that it's not only the diaphragm shrinking. There's effects on the brain when there is no communication between the diaphragm and the brain. There's effects on the lung when you don't breathe naturally. Instead, you pump air and force air into the lung with every breath. And there's also a cardiac venous backflow function. So we set out and screened many different technologies. My husband worked in critical care, so we understood the medical need very well. Yet, we set out to identify a technology that can do this completely non-invasive. We synchronize our stimulation to ventilation. We have lung protective algorithms to keep the diaphragm stimulation in a safe window, and we are on a very good pathway with FDA. 16 patent families. When we discovered this, we thought everybody is stimulating the brain and the heart. Why is nobody taking care of the lung? So I think it's really a great journey to have started, and our initial clinical data shows that in a pilot study, that we have a significant effect on the diaphragm, but this has to now be reconfirmed in a multi-center pivotal trial. So another thing we did was really not only asking physicians and nurses, everybody understands this in the ICU, but also hospital payers. We found out that with a high 4-digit price, there is a 3 to 10 multiple of return of invest for a hospital in the United States. That's why we are focused on America with our business plan, FDA first, and that's why I'm here. This is, of course, nice. Our first product that you see has commercial stage. It has been submitted to one pilot market authority, and in Canada, we are waiting for response. And next, we have to finish our pivotal trial to enter the US market. It's of course beautiful to have a therapy that targets the diaphragm thickness, which is a root cause for weaning. However, in the future, we have already shown in one of our studies that we could switch off a ventilator, switch on our device, create breathing and tidal volumes in the normal range, and that is a huge potential. But in this area, we are early stage, so that is our next ambition after launching the first product.